All profound things and emotions of things are preceded and attended by silence. Herman Melville. In Western cultures, silence is often employed as a means to show respect and reflect. A notable example in Dutch culture is the Silent March, a tradition that evolved from the silent Catholic walks in Amsterdam. This Catholic practice emerged as a response to a prohibition on their processions by the Protestant authorities. A march conducted in silence, without prayer, singing, religious garments, or symbols was not prohibited, thus giving rise to a new ritual that has endured to this day. When it comes to silent marches, often organized in response to senseless violence, people choose to transcend the hollow words that typically follow tragic events in our culture of noise where such violence frequently occurs. Similarly, the annual Remembrance of the Dead in the Netherlands commemorates the victims of wars and peacekeeping missions with 2 minutes of silence. It is this silence that imparts power to these rituals. There is no music, no words or singing to distract from the solemn purpose. Moreover, what better resistance to the deafening noise of war and the loudness of violent acts is there than silence? When words fall short, isn't silence the most appropriate response? The power of silence is multifaceted. It can transcend speech, convey meaning without words, and enhance where verbal communication falls short. Silence offers benefits for creativity, mental health, spiritual and religious practice, negotiation tactics, and even intimidation. This video explores the power of silence by unfolding 4 key benefits of being silent. If you find this video interesting, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel to stay with us, and support us on the path of sharing valuable and useful knowledge. 1. The quieter you are, the more you hear. The mystic and poet Jalal al-Din Muhammad Rumi once noted that the quieter we become, the more we can hear. From his mystical perspective, listening is essential, as Rumi sought to draw closer to God and hear a voice that doesn't use words by embracing stillness. When we let go of constant verbalization, we open ourselves to other voices previously drowned out by incessant noise. These could be inner voices, which philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson referred to as inner knowing, as well as external voices and sounds often missed due to our lack of listening. Effective listening requires silence both internally and externally. By remaining quiet, we become more receptive to our surroundings, paying attention to what our senses observe. This heightened awareness allows us to learn, grow smarter, and become wiser. If we refuse to be quiet and listen to others, we merely repeat what we already know and miss opportunities to learn. The ancient philosopher Pythagoras once stated, "A fool is known by his speech and a wise man by silence." Similarly, Lao Tzu wrote, "Those who know do not talk. Those who talk do not know." Being quiet not only helps us learn about our environment and recognize dangers and opportunities we might miss if we are too busy talking, but it also allows us to gather information about ourselves. Often, people are so preoccupied with overthinking, worrying, ruminating, and analyzing that they ignore the underlying voices trying to communicate. For instance, we might forget to listen to our intuitions or fail to notice bodily pains that signal specific health issues. Additionally, we may block ideas and solutions that are already within us from surfacing because our conscious minds generate too much noise. Silence enables us to tune into these internal signals and gain insights that would otherwise be lost amidst the clamor of our thoughts. Keeping quiet can also lead to profound philosophical and spiritual insights. Generally, people tend to identify with their thoughts, believing that we are what we think we are, that the selves we've created in our minds are in fact us. In Buddhism, thoughts are considered one of the 5 aggregates, fabrications of the mind we mistakenly identify as ourselves. According to the Buddha, we are not our thoughts. By quieting down and observing our thoughts, we can discover that everything we think, all our ideas, concepts, and identifications, are fleeting. The Buddha teaches that a fixed self isn't really there. We can only uncover the illusory nature of thoughts if we keep quiet, observe them, and recognize them for what they truly are. This practice reveals the transient nature of our mental constructs and helps us understand that our true essence lies beyond these fleeting thoughts. 2. Silence boosts creativity. The theoretical physicist Albert Einstein believed that silence stimulates the creative mind. When he struggled to come up with an idea, he would stop thinking and swim in silence, as he called it, waiting for the right information to come to him. Like many other great minds, Einstein spent a lot of time in solitude, using quietness to his advantage. He stated, "The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulate the creative mind." David Rock, executive director of the Neuroleadership Institute, supports this idea. In an article for Psychology Today, he wrote, "An open mind is a quiet mind." He researches the so-called aha moments, during which a creative idea or solution arises spontaneously. These moments involve weaker, less noticeable connections between neurons, which are difficult to detect when louder signals dominate the brain. Rock explains, "We have insights when our overall activity level in the brain is low. This happens when we're either doing something that doesn't require a lot of mental effort, focusing on something repetitive, or just generally more relaxed, like when we wake up. Insights require a quiet mind because they themselves are quiet." It seems that creating the right circumstances for our minds to quiet down is essential. For some, this may involve going for a walk, engaging in repetitive forms of exercise, or listening to calming music. For others, like Einstein, it might mean dwelling in silence and solitude. Many great minds of the past, such as Isaac Newton, Elizabeth Bishop, and Nikola Tesla, worked alone in quiet places, finding that these environments fostered their creativity and deep thinking. 3. Silence can send a powerful message. In many cases, silence can communicate more effectively than words. By responding to speech with silence or using well-timed pauses in conversations, we can convey a message without speaking or writing. The Dutch silent rituals illustrate how silence creates a strong impact. For instance, during the Remembrance of the Dead on May 4th, the 2 minutes of silence are the most powerful moments of the entire ceremony, surpassing the effect of speeches and other rituals. Silence allows us to express what words cannot. The countless words spoken, ideas shared, and promises made never fully capture the human experience. The power of silence in response to tragedy lies in the acknowledgement that no amount of words can do justice to what we seek to commemorate. It signifies that the event or person is so significant to us that we are willing to stop talking and be silent for a period of time. Is there a better way to show respect? In conversation, silence can also be a powerful tool. American author Mark Twain once said, "The right word may be effective, but no word was ever as effective as a rightly timed pause." Academic research shows that silence in a conversation becomes uncomfortable after approximately 4 seconds. Melissa Dahl, author of Cringeworthy: A Theory of Awkwardness, notes that awkward silences can be used effectively to achieve one's goals. In an article, she explains, "In researching my new book, Cringeworthy, which is about the psychology of awkwardness, I found that uncertainty is a big factor in the unpleasantness of feeling awkward. These are life's unscripted moments when there's no clear indication of what to say or do next. It's a well-established finding in psychology research that not knowing tends to make people uneasy. Using silence strategically can create a sense of uncertainty and discomfort, prompting others to fill the gap or make concessions. This technique can be particularly useful in negotiations or situations where gaining the upper hand is crucial. By mastering the art of the rightly timed pause, we can enhance our communication skills and influence interactions more effectively. So the uncertainty caused by silences in conversations makes people uneasy. They might wonder, did I say something wrong? Does this person dislike me? What's going to happen next? Consequently, the person on the receiving end of the silence may make a decision just to end the discomfort of the uncertain gap in the communication. This decision could benefit the person brave enough to keep silent at the right moment. Another benefit of staying silent during conversations is that it is often safer than speaking. In some situations, whatever we say can weaken our position. For example, if we are part of a conversation about a subject we know little about, it is more powerful to listen. Listening not only grants us the opportunity to learn, but also prevents us from making a fool of ourselves by trying to appear knowledgeable when we are not. Moreover, keeping silent demonstrates that we are interested and willing to listen, which people generally appreciate. The Roman writer Publilius Syrus once stated, "I often regret that I have spoken, never that I have been silent." 4. Silence improves well-being. How can one find refuge from a noisy world and a noisy mind? Countless experiences from people across different eras tell us that silence helps calm our busy minds. A significant body of research suggests that silence relaxes the mind, enhances sleep, and reduces insomnia. One study even found that 2 minutes of silence has a more calming effect than listening to relaxing music. Other studies show that exposure to environmental noise increases stress hormone levels and can disrupt sleep patterns. Florence Nightingale, an English social reformer and founder of modern nursing, wrote, "Unnecessary noise is the most cruel absence of care that can be inflicted on sick or well." In an article on Psychology Today, author George Michelson Foy explains that we've learned to tolerate noise and even view it as a positive sign in modern society. Noise means machines are working and all our technologies are up and running. However, Foy argues that by tolerating this noise, we make a serious mistake. Noise kills, and the excessive input does real damage, impairing our ability to function. This argument is supported by numerous studies showing the detrimental effects of noise on our health and well-being. To escape the unhealthy flow of information and noise, we need to integrate silence into our lives. Moments of silence enhance overall well-being and performance. Release is what I'm truly craving here, and release comes from emptiness. The emptiness of silence, of lonely landscapes, of closed eyes, of lying down in a dark, quiet room. The drop in tension that happens when we take a vacation somewhere calm. The instant of zero gravity during orgasm. The psychic leap of a good joke when it flips the world on its head for a splinter of a second. Such void cuts off the fascist flow of constant information and allows us to recalibrate, to think better, to question for a second our baseline. It is really important to do that. Incorporating silence into our daily routines can help us manage stress, improve our mental clarity, and boost our creativity. By intentionally creating quiet moments, we give ourselves the opportunity to reset and reflect, ultimately leading to a healthier and more balanced life. Silence is minimalistic and empty, yet imposing and powerful. It can't be verbalized, but everyone understands it. Silence is all-encompassing, mysterious yet clear, soothing yet painful, idle yet useful, consenting yet rebellious, and elusive yet accessible to anyone. Thank you for watching. If you find this video interesting, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel to stay with us, and support us on the path of sharing valuable and useful knowledge.